My Gavan and Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Arachir Galadurthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer. Welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on as Ered Luin. We are gearing up to attack Buzra-dûm. Frerin, oh, I've got my headset way too loud. He's shouting into my ear. Frerin is going down to Buzra-dûm to retake that. And on our eastern border, we have unfortunately been beaten out of Angmar's, beaten out by Angmar, but our army assembles at Fuerost. And Angmar come for us, Uisdin, and we're going to take him down. But before we press on, something that some people may have noticed or may have realised that I have repeatedly forgotten is that the Buzra-dûm script does have one final element whereby you get assistance from Erebor or Khazad-dûm. And we haven't got that assistance despite being allied to them. And this is because this is one of those fantastic hypocritical moments where I get to join in the masses. Because the reason the armies have not spawned is because I didn't read the message properly and forgot what the requirements were. In order to have the reinforcements spawn, your diplomat must go to the cities of Erebor and Khazad-dûm. So being allied to them is a part of it. A secondary part of it is that after the message pops up and says, hey, let's go and get Dwarven assistance, you then have to send a diplomat to them, which I have not done. So that is what we're going to do. So we're going to cheat move a diplomat because it's one of the few cheats I allow myself because I think the diplomat system in this game is ridiculous. And then he's called a Nar, isn't he? Move character a Nar. 334-418. This is the first time, actually, I've played this since my new mouse came. I have a Roccat Kone Amo mouse. And it's the same mouse I had before, but it started to double click every single time I single clicked, or not every single time, but enough to make it a real pain in the neck. And I looked at videos online, courtesy of some of you actually, who commented and said, oh Galu, this is how you can fix that double click problem. And I considered it, to be honest, too much of a hassle and possibly also outside of my ability to actually fiddle around with the parts of the mouse in order to get it to stop double clicking. And so, rather wastefully, as my mother would say, I just bought another one. So, that is what I'm using now. So this is the first time I've played it with Total War, so I should just check that my mouse buttons work. Yes, there's a financial tab. Fantastic. Right, so what are we doing? He's going to Erebor. We'll get the Ereborian ones on the next turn, and then we'll cheat move him to Khazad-dûm. Now, they're not going to assist us in Buzra-dûm, of course, because we're already there, but they will help us in our war on the Eastern Front. Turning to the Eastern Front, the Northern Dunedain have come for Anuminas, and unfortunately are likely to take that. Barketta forces are mustering to hold there. We still make plenty of money, as is being shown there. But we must kill Uisdin, so that is where we start today. Oh, no, that's the financial tab. Oh, that's the other tab. I can't remember what the tabs are now. You might know that my mouse is slipping around, although you won't notice that my mouse is slipping around, but I also ordered a new mouse mat as well, and at the moment it's still in its rolled up. It's still retaining the memory of when it was rolled up, so the edges of the mouse mat lift up, so the mouse is having to push the mouse mat down. But anyway, enough of this. Let us fight Uisdin. What do we want from that army? Well, we don't want 19 of you. We want you to go home, and we don't want to mix you with you because you're a good rank. Otherwise, I think everything else can come with us. Clan Herald Oin and Grindvan the Conqueror together will take down Uisdin. Oh dear, there was one of them hidden in the trees. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? So he has got a couple of units of ballistae. He has ballistae, so we'll try and take those out. And it's a mid-tier army. There's some Northguard in there. There'll be a bit of a pain. I can't see any Dark Blades, though. No. We have a mid-tier army as well, filled with Ered Luin tier troops. There's only 2 Longbeard units. So, we're not at our fullest of strengths. But we don't really want to risk them sieging us out. Although, arguably we do, actually. Now that I've said that out loud. Bugger. Now I can't get back into the town. Well, we'd rather be on the defence anyway. We're dwarves. We want them to come for us. But if we can, we will go back into the town and try and defend in there. So I think what we can actually do is just end the turn. Press the spacebar. End the turn. And, oh, bugger. We won't fight that. That's a surefire loss. Thank you to each and every one of you who commented on the last video. And of course, it is... the There are hundreds and hundreds of you who support and like the channel. My channel, if I can be vain for just one brief moment, I think does exceptionally well for its size. The number of people that watch my videos compared to the number of people that are subscribed is fantastic. I often get between 10 and 20% subscriber views on the videos, which is amazing. And for a lot of YouTube channels, virtually unheard of. And yes, there are many comments that support the channel, and so I am grateful to each and every one of you. And it is just on occasion, obviously, your mood can affect it as well greatly. And at the moment, I'm starting to get quite fed up with the fact that we're stuck indoors all the time. Jessica and I are getting rather bored. We run as much as we can. We try and go out and do nature-based things. There's only so many times you can walk around a forest before you think, oh, we did this last week. So I'm getting a bit frustrated from that. And then the video that I just had copious amounts of really poorly worded opinions, if you ask me. You are entitled to your opinion, and don't let anybody change your opinion unless they've presented you with solid facts. You should always be critical of your own opinion, because that's how we evolve. But you're entitled to your own opinion, but just try not to thrust it down people's throats so rudely. But anyway, that's enough of that. The Dragon Slayers arrive. Erebor has answered the call to arms, and companies of Dragon Slayers from Ered Mithrin have arrived at Thorin's halls. Imladris, unfortunately, has been besieged. So there we are. As I say, all you have to do is send your diplomat there. Now, this guy's going to have an interesting name, because I forgot to edit the expanded file. So he's just called EMT Hungry Named General 3. But he is, in fact, Nori, and there he is, wearing a helmet that the Dragon Slayers like to wear. He has Dragon Slayers, and he comes to you with 4 units of Dragon Slayers and 4 Blacklock Engineers. And he completely drains your economy, absolutely guts it, because these units are not replaceable. Once they are dead, but that also means they will never be free, so it can be a bit of a pain. Having this large army. And when we move our gentlemen over to Buzra-dûm, we will suffer a similar problem. Now, I will cheat move him to Buzra-dûm as well, I'm afraid, because as I say, I just really don't like the diplomat system. And we won't be using the dwarves immediately or anything. It's not like they're going to give us a huge boost. If they came in 8 turns or 2 turns, it makes very little difference. They're not coming at an opportune moment, per se. We're already getting beaten back. Look at the militia army we've mustered at Barketta. Dear, oh dear. Oh, actually, that's a much better use for you, Nori. Go to Anuminas. And it's going to take about 7 turns to get down there anyway. But we are soon to... Buzra-dûm will be in this episode, which is good. We're finally back. We don't have any catapults, which is annoying, but I think we've got a relatively good army. The fact that... Oh no, we are now losing 2,700 gold coins. These two didn't do anything, did they? Let's merge that army. I just don't want to attack them as dwarves. You're just chasing them down forever and ever and ever when you play as the dwarves. It just gets so tedious. Oh wow, look at that boat. Oh, that's what I've just denied my diplomat as well, didn't I? Because you were going to Imladris, because I'd like to make peace with Imladris. But unfortunately, you can't currently get to Imladris because it's under siege. But what is your name? Hanar. Let's just swap you around. I should have just moved Hanar, really, shouldn't I? Show Kazakhstan. And move character. What was he called? Hanar. Is that right? Yes, it is. Hanar 245379. There we are. Are you a diplomat? No, you're Angmar. Oh wow, it's an Angmar general that's besieging Imladris.
Is there something I can do for you?
No, I don't really want to do anything with you. Well, we'll just leave you there for the moment. We'll see what happens here.
It will be an
oh wow, it's
Let us settle matters on the field of
it is him. I can't remember his name. I have seen almost every episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but it was a while ago that I watched it through. Right, you're moving on as well. Is there anybody else moving on? I don't think so. I think we can end the turn and find out what's going to happen up here. Oh, and Furos repaired. Oh, that's good. So we did buy ourselves at least a little bit of time. So let's end the turn and see what they do. I'd really quite like them to attack so that we can force them into a siege where we dwarves have a huge advantage. We are fantastic defensively, and even better when the enemy has to come through a tiny little gap to get to us. We shall find out shortly what's going to happen as they their go will be up in just a moment. Now, I've just remembered that next week is supposed to be a lore video on Monday. And depending on how much time I have over the weekend, obviously I've just complained that we have nothing to do, but we are still busy, just with various other things. But depending on how much time I have over the weekend, it might be next week or it might be the week after. Now, is that an entirely full army or is that an army with no one in it? It's a full army. Egfrid. 3,000 soldiers commanded. Oh dear, I was really hoping we would avoid to have to fight both of them. Oh, so be it. This is why we made this part so difficult. Right, they've got a catapult. We want to try and shut that down because we don't have one. But then ballisters are quite good against catapults because they're very accurate. They have got a lot of archers, 4 units, and they've just got a shed load of trolls. Oh dear, we might need those Buzra-dûm reinforcements to actually come down to Buzra-dûm. This is brilliant. I'm so pleased that this army has attacked me, I have to say. Because I was really concerned that they might take the city and then just bugger off, completely disappear into the abyss, and then go and stand on a watchtower in the western part of the region, for example, and never be seen again, which would be useless. So I'm really pleased that they have actually attacked us, even if it does now mean we're really up against it. Now remember, trolls are infantry. They are not countered by pikes. Obviously, pikes are still very, very good against trolls. Pikes are still pikes, but they do not get any kind of insane bonus. Armor piercing is the way to deal with trolls, and armor piercing is something that as Ered Luin we unfortunately lack. Ered Luin are not the armor piercing nation. Isengard actually hold the, I believe, have the highest number of armor piercing units out of any nation in the game. Oh, we have got a lot of pikes, though. Look at that fantastic pike roster. I also, the videos this week have been... I haven't managed to do a DCI video this week. Obviously, you'll get your Ered Luin today, and there'll be an Ered Luin tomorrow. But there wasn't a DCI because I took a day out at the start, and then it threw everything else out of whack. But I will finish. I will complete that Rovanian campaign. Don't you worry about that. I want to see it through to the end. We don't have any range at all. Dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And this Gimli lookalike over here, he's not doing much, is he? Right, you guys. I just don't know what to do. Trolls are actually really good against pikes because they get right in against their number and they totally decimate them. And then we've got the rest of the army to deal with once the pikes are down. I don't know what might be best. Yeah. They're going to be coming through this woodland, so standing in the trees isn't going to help us at all. And we want to try and maximise hill bonuses, but it's not really much of a hill at all, is it? But I think if we make our pike line just a bit thinner, curl it like that, and then for now, just get everyone to come and stand here, and we'll worry about the rest in a minute. So here they come. So, oh look, there we are. Let's pull to this bit of a hill here. Looks a bit better. Let's pull to that. The baluster crew needs to be as close to the defense, to the line of infantry as it can, because the baluster crew is going to deal with the catapults of our enemies. Now you two are going to come over there and you're going to plug up that side. I've just noticed we are quite close to the edge, which I don't like to do, but we've done it unwittingly. Now you guys are excellent at killing the main enemies that are coming through, and you three are closest thing we've got to anti-trolls here today. So let's skip through. If you are interested on the mouse, I do really like the Roccat mouse. I've got a Roccat keyboard and a Roccat mouse. But the only thing that I think, the thing that annoys me is that I use the macro keys a lot. So the Roccat has one of the best additional mouse keys I've ever seen, which is that the middle mouse button tilts to the left and the right, and that's a click, and that's really handy. That's one of the easiest extra clicks I've ever used. So I really like that. So it's got essentially 5 extra buttons, or 6 or 7 really, which is plenty of extra buttons, but the software that comes with it only allows 5 active profiles at once. You can make as many profiles as you want, but then you have to swap them out if you go above 5. Whereas with my previous software, which I think was Logitech, I've used Logitech in the past, but then actually, no, I think I used something between Logitech and the last one. I can't quite remember what it was. But with my last mouse, it let you have infinite profiles. So every single game, I could customize the macro keys. Whereas with this Roccat, I only have 5 profiles that I can customize. And then it often means that I then have to make the games match up to the mouse rather than the other way around, which does bother me. But other than that, though, I've really liked it. And it's the only mouse I've seen with the middle mouse button as a tilt, and I really like that. So I would definitely recommend it. Right, what we want to stop is those, but what I really want you to do is target the catapults, but I'm not sure that you will do that. Right, so the trolls are going wide, they're running over their own men at the moment, which is always very helpful. You guys are going to get the brunt of the trolls. You guys aren't too bad if you're up against trolls, because you're high damage dealers. I changed my mind, just stand where you are because you're getting run at. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, they've already taken one down. Oh, yes, you beautiful Dwarven siege crews. Right. You've got the trolls to contend with. Then run in Grinfan and his warriors. And you guys, let's run over here. The enemy archers sap our morale with their shots. But the trolls are all busting through. We just have to hold. We have to hold. There's nothing else that we can do. I do think we will win. Once this troll line is down, the rest of the army is not that good. They are elite Moria units, but elite Moria units are still not a shade on Dwarven units. And we got these three over here who aren't used yet, but I just don't want to get them embroiled with troll fighting. The Gabilgathol and Grimborn should have the trolls covered, I hope. We have such high morale that the arrows aren't doing too much damage to us, but we are getting plastered with arrow fire. Oh, bugger, the trolls have pushed through. Damn it. Leaving only one free. And that right-hand side where we really ideally didn't want any units to go. Oh, it's Snaggerstalkers now, we're alright. Our line is getting Criminetlis. And the catapult, did the catapults die before you guys went down? I think they did. Pull the ballisters out. Pick them up and run away. Go on. We can't let the general, we can't risk losing him. Obviously, we need everyone to fight to the best of their ability today. And I really need that catapult crew to pull away and start shooting into those archers. Because they are our best bet against those archers. So if you can really pull back away from the line. Look at these units holding here, though. Fantastic work. Trolls are fighting on. So it would seem I have rather underestimated the trolls' savagery. They're decimating our lines. In the last episode, which was Dol Amroth episode 5, there were a couple of comments about the contrast of the video and have I edited anything. And I hadn't edited anything at all, and I watched the video back, and the only thing that I could think that people were talking about was that the battle at the end was a night battle, and they are very, very rare. And unfortunately, when they do happen, of course, they happen at night, so the entire game is darker. And that's the only thing I can think that it might have been. So that is what I put my money on it being. So night battles, I'm afraid, are just darker. There's very little that I can do about that, so I do apologise. Our Firebeard warriors, who we thought were going to be pivotal in our defence against the trolls, have unfortunately actually been awful. And they have... one is routed, one is almost dead, and the other's holding. But the two that fought the trolls have gone down. The trolls are dying off, though, but they've decimated our pikes as I thought they might. Absolutely slaughtered them, which is a real shame. That right-hand side is getting smashed to smithereens. But do remember that this army is a one-off. Every single unit we kill here is a unit that won't be coming back. This isn't a Moria-led army. This army is controlled by the rebels. And so that none of these units are replenishing is the point there. So everything that we can kill will stay dead and will make it easier for the second army that we are unfortunately going to have to send to come up here and win. But look how many arrows. They're just raining hell down upon us with those morale arrows. Although down on this end where we have the high damage dealing units. Oh god, get them out. Just run people away. Grab your weapons! Right, our general, unfortunately, is probably going to die because he's been caught. The baluster crews have been caught. The trolls are now smashing us in the north. Yeah, we're going to lose this, I'm afraid. There is no two ways about it. This many trolls.
My lord, only half our force remains.
But we do have this bottom side. You guys get up there and support the general. Go, go, go. The goblin bodyguards are going to die, and we're moving in on the archers, which will shut them down. The northern side, though, we've lost the northern side. And so we're definitely going to want to use the Buzra-dûm army that spawns. That's going to be heading south. If memory serves, I think I... No, I don't think I did in the end. I was going to make it so that the Buzra-dûm building, the vault building, gave you free upkeep for the units that came from Erebor and Khazad-dûm, and allowed you to retrain them as well. But I can't remember if I added that or not by the time this went live. I don't think I did. But that seemed like a fitting way for me, because then you can at least keep retraining those units. Because you might come attached to them. That's the thing, is... having 1 or 2 units of Dragon Slayers survive, for example, maybe the Dragon Slayer unit that actually killed the Balrog. Imagine having them survive and then just slowly dying away as you fight against, I don't know, the crappy forces of Dunland or Enedwyth or something. And so these monstrous warriors who've made a name for themselves are then killed off in ignominy in the wastelands of Enedwyth. Now, this is a fantastic example of how best to actually deal with trolls, and it is just send elites up against them. The highest damage dealing units that you can find. And you see, pikes, the trolls are one of the few units in the game that take away the advantage of the pike. And by that I mean the pikes don't get to use their OP animation against trolls, which means you've then got a unit, if we just pause it, that has 6 attack, or even worse, a Ered Luin pike with 4, which is a really low attack stat. I mean, the Longbeard Swordsmen have 10, Gabilgathor are on 11, and Grinborm are on 16. So just having a higher damaged attack stat is better, because you don't get the pike animation, which is why trolls seem to be so fantastic at killing pikes. Although that troll has decided he's just found peace in the field of battle. He has found enlightenment, and his mind strays from what's around him. He sees the light on the horizon. Oh, and now he's dead. Sorry, everyone. We were just getting into his story, and then he was cruelly taken from us. Now, if we can kill the trolls, then actually victory is almost certain, because Moria units are garbage. Even their elites, heavy goblin archers, 4 missiles, 7 melee, 12 total defense. 12 total defense. Our mid-tier units have 20, and that's their elite unit. So comparatively, they are no threat to us. So if we can just get those trolls killed off so that they stop slaughtering our forces, then we will win this. It's curling around, isn't it? Down to 50%. That troll battalion is still in its full strength, as is the one that's taken completely out our Ballister crew. We've got units there, we've got units over there. Let's speed this up, because we are... There's little tactical management now, and it's just hoping that they'll slog on.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Right, the trolls are coming in. Remember that damage dealt to units as well does stack, or is remembered, is probably a better word. So every troll unit that has lost one of its hit points, for example, it won't magically recoup that hit point just because the unit it's fighting died. Although, no, I think we are going to lose. Yeah, we are. But we've killed a great deal of them.
Defeat seems almost certain.
But as this turn ticks round, we will get the Khazad-dûm reinforcements, and we'll build our army around that. It gives us Khazad Reclaimers and Hithyglir Beast Slayers. Now, there was some request that we replace the Hithyglir Beast Slayers, because people said they weren't very useful. But the army is thematic, not necessarily what's actually going to help you kill the Balrog. If you had a unit in your roster that was famed for killing beasts, even if in the game that doesn't really translate very well, but in the lore it's famed for killing beasts, why would they not send that unit to kill one of the greatest beasts? You know, it makes complete sense that they would. Now, if we exit, our general might just survive, but I doubt it. I'm not too bothered if he does or doesn't. I'm not attached to him. 344 kills, Ered Luin militia, because they were up against Snagger, who just fall to their axes. 293 Firebeard warriors. Oh, so they did very well. That's good to see. And third place goes to Grimborn Reavers. No surprises there. The unofficial Daili of our nation. The hidden power behind the throne. They are the ones who lead. Although they came third, so they didn't actually do all that well. But third is better than fourth, fifth, or sixth. That's a very cool interpretation of Imladris, isn't it? I think that's the film's version of Imladris. Oh, he did survive. Oh, well done, sir. One man was sent back to tell tales of the evils of Buzra-dûm. What the Balrog has brought forth. We got a Ballister Maker in Gore's Hall, which is good. We did want a Catapult Maker there now, but we are losing money, so unlikely to come anytime soon, but we'll try and build it. And for Hamgathol, built a catapult maker. Oh, fantastic. I'll take a unit of those if you can spare them. Oh, and you got some pikes to go as well. We still lose money even though we just lost that entire army.
Aye, Lord. Aye. Forward.
Oh dear. That's because of this gigantic militia force that we apparently have down here. Now this fellow isn't attacking us. I think we're going to have to attack him. So the Fuerost army could take some more units. So let's send the militia north.
Move out. That'll do him today.
Because your army's about to be reinforced with a fantastic set of units. Although look, they're coming down from Numinous, aren't they? But I think actually we should put the Dragon Slayers to use. So this is the Buzra-dûm army, which the message hasn't popped. That's annoying. Oh, that's very disappointing. So they come with Buzra-dûm Reclaimers, and they give you Hithaigler Beast Hunters, as I say. So what we will do, I'm not too concerned about the Blacklock Engineers. No, actually, I really would like these two. The purpose of this army is to reclaim Buzra-dûm. But it does, as being shown here, give you an overwhelming... the force becomes that of your allies rather than that of your own people, really. But there we are. You two will lead it. So Nain, who came from Buzra-dûm, has Buzra-dûm Reclaimers, and of course Nori, who comes from Erebor, has Dragon Slayers. But that army, I think, will take it down no trouble. So you guys head off. Frerin and the small army that you've survived head up to Barketa, and we'll just swap you two around. Gorzhal, I just noticed, has a large amount of people and warriors. Now they're retraining, but
my king.
Rather than you sitting in there, we might as well take you out
My king.
and get you fighting.
Making camp here.
So you guys head off. I don't know what to do with that gentleman there. I wonder if putting him in a town would be the best bet. Let's try and get some governors with these extra generals we've got. Oh, Garth Heligoth's probably a good spot. There's not a general there, no. Oh, I don't know actually, because if you go to what's your acumen? A competent ruler, neither hated nor loved, simply tolerated. But that's halfway, so he should improve the gold income there. You're going to head north, link up with him. And Diplomat, can we talk to him, Ladris? Have they lost or won? Or no, they are still besieged. I'm disappointed that the Buzra-dûm message didn't pop up. Very disappointing. Mordor are the militarily best nation. Financially, it's the dwarves of Buzra-dûm, even though they own one region, and Mordor have everything else. So Mordor are dominating today.
What is it you wish to discuss?
Oh no, I don't want that. Would you like my map information for, say, 1,500? Yes, you would. Fantastic.
Possibly a mistake. Until we meet again.
Brilliant. Thank you, Lothlorien. Despite being all the way over there, you apparently care about my map information. And I'm not going to turn down free money, so thank you kindly. Oh, I've not brought out my Royal Mail thing. Just forgotten that. I have to go and get that later. I keep meaning to do some modding. I keep dipping my toe into modding over the past few weeks. There's the odd bug fix that I noticed, and I think, oh, if I don't put that in now, I'll forget it. But otherwise, I haven't done anything substantial, really, since 4.5's last release. Since 4.5 last released, rather. I think something that I would look to do with version 5, because I absolutely hate having hotfixes, and version 4.5 has a hotfix, which was never included in the ModDB download. So at the minute on Discord, there's a hotfix for version 4.5, which fixes a few little minor problems. And I think what I would like to do instead is run, rather than releasing version 5 on ModDB and on a YouTube video, which is the best way to publicize it. I think what I will do is instead we will have a sort of open/closed beta on Discord and allow people to download the raw, to download the installer on Discord, unrelated to ModDB, and get them all to play it for a time, knowing that there might be bugs and there might be hotfixes or whatever. Because normally it takes about a week or so for most of the major flaws to come out when we release. So if we just sort of did it on the sly, if you will, on Discord, then people could download it, tell us all that information, and then we can then publish it properly on ModDB and YouTube. I think that might be the best way to go about it. Because even though we at the moment we have a testing team of about 25-ish people, when they join the testing team are really obviously keen to play DaC. They join the testing team, they fire up the latest version of Divide and Conquer, they go to their favourite faction and they play as much as they can, and then they do all the things that they want to do. And then they swiftly realise that even though there are changes, it's still the same game. And after maybe 2 weeks of really diligent bug hunting and helping us out, they tend to kind of then just stop. And their testing halls always just go quiet again. And then it's generally just the same, those people that are sort of the devotees, if you will, the ones who will play until the very end of time, the die-hard fans. And they'll continue providing small and smaller bug reports, which are still massively helpful to us. But obviously, to find the bigger problems from every single faction the game has, it's worthwhile getting reports from everyone we can. So another option would be just to widen the testing team out to, say, like 100 people just before release, so that we can at least keep some sort of tally on it. And I think that might well be a better option, actually. But anyway, we're nowhere near release, by the way. Don't get your hopes up. I'm just talking out loud. So we've linked up with the reinforcements there, so we'll attack Quizstein on the next turn. Captain Lily, with his fantastic 9 or 6 star, is that? 7 experience Longbeard Phalanx. He's going to go home and retrain. We've got some pikes there going to Barketta, and we've got Gnarly moving on Barketta as well, and we've also got Darin, and we've got Frerin, all heading to Barketta. But the real force is with Nain. The Grimborn are going with them just to make sure they do what they're told, and there's some Longbeard Phalanx in there as well because we don't have any pikes. But otherwise, that army is going to go and reclaim Buzra-dûm. Much as the script intended, actually. That's worked out rather nicely, hasn't it? But what I am going to do for now is end the episode. So I do hope that you have enjoyed watching. I welcome any comments that you have on the current progress of Ered Luin, but I think we'll be able to keep Angmar at bay. Once we've defeated Quizstein and the other person in that forest there, we'll head east and we'll just start taking back their provinces. And I'm confident that the army, the army in Barketta will be able to hold against Borrego. I don't think he'll break through. And we've got 5 turns, which is enough for these 4 ragtag armies to merge up and join and support him. And then we'll move back on Numinas when the time is right. But the Northern Dunedain have taken Numinas and then called it a day, so they've stopped there. So we don't have to worry too much. We can take that back quite easily. And also at the minute it's providing Angmar with something to do, because look, Gangrene is heading through. Gangleron. I know that it's Gangleron, it just sounds a lot like gangrene, so it makes me chuckle. But otherwise we need to definitely retake Buzra-dûm sharpish, because it will then pay for this army, which is costing us so much money. It's disappointing though that you can't see how much armies actually do cost. So, where is Nay? No, 2,231, but it just doesn't tell you their money, does it? Which is a shame. But anyway, for now, that's all. So thank you very much for watching, and until we speak again, Navar Naden Pedemad Melonin, and farewell.